A very good morning to one and all present here. Myself, Dr. Madhuri Nigudkar, Head in Charge, Department of Food, Nutrition and Dietetics, Sir Vithaldas, Thackersey College of Home Science Autonomous, would like to extend a very warm welcome to all of you at this webinar hosted by Internal Quality Assurance Cell, IQAC, Sir Vithaldas Thackersey College of Home Science Autonomous, SNDT Women's University, Mumbai, in collaboration with Health, Foods and Dietary Supplements Association, that is HADSA. The supporting partner for this webinar, Abbott Healthcare. This industry-academia interface is a collaborative effort of Dr. Vaibhav Kulkarni, Director Regulatory Affairs, Abbott Nutrition International, and our own dear principal, Dr. Jagmeet Madan. Friends, last few months have been quite different, quite challenging for all of us, facing new challenges, looking for better opportunities in this so-called new normal. There are nutritional, physical, social, psychological concerns and issues that many individuals, especially young adults, are facing in this new normal, not knowing how to overcome them, how to deal with them. So friends, these were some of the thoughts which prompted Team SVT and Team HADSA to jointly start working towards this webinar, the theme for which is Mind Body Connect, harnessing and nurturing the potential. So friends, in the first session of this webinar, we are going to have panel discussion in which nutritional, social, psychological, as well as physical issues will be addressed by experts from the respective fields. The second session, that is the post-lunch session, focuses on entrepreneurship in new normal. As part of this webinar, as part of this event, we also conducted a poster making competition. The results of this poster making competition also will be announced today in this webinar towards the end. So friends, we would now like to begin with the welcome address by our dear principal, Dr. Jagmeet Madan, and I invite Dr. Rekha Bhattalwar, Associate Professor, Controller of Examinations, Sir Vithaldas Thackersey College of Home Science Autonomous, to introduce Dr. Madan. Dr. Rekha.
Thank you, Dr. Madhuri. I'm very happy to introduce the Professor and Principal of Department of Food, Nutrition and Dietetics of Sir Vithaldas Thackersey College of Home Science, Dr. Jagmeet Madan. Dr. Jagmeet Madan is having a very dynamic personality, and she represents both at the national and the international platforms. She has many remarkable achievements to her credit. To name a few, she is presently the National President of Indian Dietetic Association. She is a recipient of Young Scientist Award and Dr. Ramanathan Award by Nutrition Society of India. She is the recipient of Pediatric Nutrition Practice Group Grant from American Academy of Nutrition and she is the principal investigator for many projects such as the International Research Project on Pre-Diabetes in Adolescents and Young Adults in India, and food-based intervention approved by USDA, as well as she is the principal investigator for urban nutrition gap study in Mumbai, Project Mark, Tanita Health Link project with Ministry of Japan, mission leader for midday meal program in state of Maharashtra. She is expert on FSSAI scientific panels, on labeling and claims, advertisement, and scientific panel of nutrition and fortification. She is certified master trainer of Project Hope, and she has more than 50 publications to her credit in both international and national peer-reviewed journals and books. And as we all know, she is, very motivating person. She motivates each and every individual to achieve their best in whichever field of life they are, not just in the field of nutrition. So I now request Dr. Madan to give the welcome speech. Thank you.
So, a very good morning to one and all. Thank you so much, Rekha, for those kind words. I think let me wish all of you a very bright and a very positive good morning, even though it is in the backdrop of COVID. And when I say very bright and positive good morning, because today we are very confident that, we are heading towards the silver lining. We can see the bright light at the end of the road. With the numbers going down, the vaccines are right there, the vaccination being given to the first phase of people for COVID. And I think these are all very, very positive, developments which make our morning very bright and positive. So I respectfully welcome all my dignitaries and senior colleagues from HADSA, my colleagues from Sir Vithaldas Thackersey College of Home Science, and I think a warm welcome to all my young adults, because what I'm extremely proud today is that this seminar is actually a celebration of the young adults of India, because the Sir Vithaldas Thackersey College of Home Science has taken this big step to collaborate with the HADSA, that is the Health, Food and Dietary Supplement Association, which is the integral part of International Alliance of Dietary Food Supplement Association. And I'm so privileged to have, the president of HADSA, Mr. Ajit Singh with us. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Dr. Vaibhav Kulkarni, who's been the person who really initiated this conversation to have this kind of engagement. And I thank Dr. Vaibhav, who's also the secretary HADSA and, head regulatory affairs in Abbott. And also Dr. Smarta and Mr. Kaushik, who have been, like having a dialogue with the institution to build this academic industry interface. And what best could be an occasion when the IQAC committee of the institution of an autonomous college comes together with an association like HADSA, and jointly organizes a webinar to talk about the academic industry interface, and the best recipient of the benefit of this interface are the young adults. So friends, this seminar is for the young adults of this country and by the young adults of the institution, and the young dynamic people whom we have engaged with for all the deliberations in the different session. And I'm extremely privileged that either the esteemed speakers who are a part of this seminar are either young adults who are doing some dynamic and phenomenal work in their lives, and they are very clear about themselves as to what they want, and they're very focused. So it's so heartening to engage with them, to talk to the young adults of our own institution and the institutions across India, so that, the peers connect to each other and they understand much more about the theme which we have picked up for this webinar. So I am extremely privileged that we have also the authorities, in the different spaces of holistic wellness today. And these authorities engage with these young students day in and day out. And who doesn't know the name of Mr. Harish Shetty? I think he's a pioneer in handling psychological issues. And he's been connected with the institution for a very long time. And we are very, very fond of him, because every session, every interaction of his has been really phenomenal. So thank you, Dr. Shetty, for being with us today. We have none other than Cheryl, who is my colleague from Indian Dietetic Association and is a nutrition expert who deals with young adults, again, very closely. We have Dr. Smata, who is, again, dealing with young innovators, incubating them, showing their way. Dr. Nilesh Lele, again, another dynamic person, showing way to these youngsters. Mr. Gaurav Malik, Mr. Yogesh, and of course, our dynamic, young leader, Mr. Vanshdeep Madan, who is, what should I say, a role model or a figure which today's young adults should look upon. Because, when I have interacted with Vanshdeep, I have found him so grounded, so clear, so mandated in his thinking and his vision towards the new India, which today's youth is going to transform. So I think it's such a pleasure to have Vanshdeep with us today. Thank you, Vansh, for taking out time. And we also have our own dynamic faculty, Dr. Anuradha, who has also been working very closely with these young adults, and is going to interact with them and bring a lot of meaning to the kind of sessions which we have planned today. So friends, the theme of this webinar is Mind Body Connect, harnessing and nurturing the potential. So if I look at the theme, I think it says it all. And this theme we have envisaged in the backdrop of COVID-19, when I think the most important group which really got impacted was the young adult. And when I say got impacted, they got impacted in many, many ways, whether it was physical, mental, psychosocial. But this group also came out bouncing back, innovating and finding different ways to handle, this pandemic times in a very, very positive way. And, looking at the light ahead, looking at the opportunities ahead, converting the adversities to opportunities. So I think there are two aspects to today's webinar. One is the Mind and Body Connect, which kind of encompasses the total well-being of today's young adults. So be it physical, be it mental, be it psychosocial, I think these are all aspects which today's young adults are not only thinking, but they need to be guided, they need to be hand-holded and shown a direction as to, how can they deal with themselves very effectively, even in these times of adversities. And the second part of this webinar is, harnessing and nurturing the potential. So that's the place where we are talking about nurturing the entrepreneurship potential in this young adult. And today, when I speak to them, when I interact with them, every young adult and every young student of my college really, amazes me with the kind of innovation, the thoughts they have to make their own identity, to contribute to the lacunas which are there in today's space. So I think we have, the entire stage set to look at all aspects which are relevant to the development of today's young adult of India, and very rightly put in by our Honorable Prime Minister, that we are looking at Atmanirbhar Bharat. And I think the commencement of Atmanirbhar Bharat starts from empowering the young adults. So with this kind of thoughts, context, I think IQAC committee of Sir Vithaldas Thackersey College of Home Science came together with HADSA to plan this full day webinar. And a lot of hard work has gone in planning and thinking of this webinar, the engagement. And I congratulate my entire team. Of course, the IQAC coordinator, Dr. Almighty, my leaders, Dr. Madhuri Nigudkar, Miss Archana Jain, very well supported by dynamic young team of, Rajashri Shinde, Panchali Moitra, and Navleen Chandok, our own counselor. And plus our own, bubbling students. And needless to say that the entire team was very ably supported by my two strong pillars of the college, my vice principal, Ms. Manjari Bhale Rao, the controller of examination, Dr. Batalwar, and all heads of the department, even though I may not be naming them, but I think everyone has contributed to the brainstorming to add value to the whole theme of this seminar. And again, the endeavor is to benefit the young adults, not only of our own institution, but of the country at large. And let me also say that today is one of the days when I'd like to announce that Sir Vithaldas Thackersey College of Home Science is, commencing MOU with HADSA, again, to strengthen this academic industry interface. And I'm in conversation with Dr. Smata, Dr. Vaibhav, and I think we'll take blessings of Mr. Ajit Singh that, we take this MOU forward and we bring in a whole lot of opportunities for our young adults and make the institution a leader, in the space of strengthening the young adults of this country. So let me close my address by a quote by none other than Dr. APJ Kalam, I think, who is an inspiration for all of us. And he says that winners are not those who never fail, but those who never quit. So I think our youngsters today, our young adults, when you talk to them, I think they have a spirit in them. They don't believe in quitting, because if something doesn't work, they have another way to handle it. So they come out with series of opportunities, and they see that at the end of it, each one of them, their effort, is a winner. So a big God bless and a big virtual clap from my side and from everyone's side to everyone who is associated with this webinar. And I'm sure it's going to be a fruitful engagement for the day. And I'm very excited to hear all speakers and all my young adults and their discussions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Madan, for that wonderful welcome address. It was truly inspiring. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
So